So my name is Andrew White. I'm based in the UK in the North Cotswolds, so fairly decent cycling territory. I'm training for events that are more endurance based, that are perhaps off grid. Is really my focus. Having done quite a lot of triathlon work, swimming and marathon des Sables. So when it comes to endurance, I'm used to doing events. However, what I'm not used to doing is going off grid and being solo, which is really the reason why I chose to work with Pav, because obviously he has a phenomenal stable of people who are off gridders. So how I found everything is just completely different to how I used to work with my triathlon coach, in terms that it's kinder. I think it's a much more holistic approach, and certainly if I'm given a rest day, then that is expected that I take the rest day. If I over egg a session, then there's nicely worded comments, but they're there for a reason, which I fully appreciate. So in terms of events that I'm looking to do next year, I'm doing coast to coast through Chile and Argentina across the Andes, and then I'd like to do some other more off-grid events. And that's really been my biggest learning with PAB is just getting used to being alone. I think having done triathlon, you always have people around you in transition, and the three sort of sets of or the three disciplines, and wanting to go off grid has been my biggest learning, in as much that, get out and do a night ride by yourself, cycle to a race, do your race, and then cycle back. It's all very new to me. So that has been my biggest learning. And the achievements that I've seen to date through PAB are absolutely phenomenal. In terms of my FTP has gone up. I used to cycle with a really low cadence. Now I'm just completely the opposite. I think anything that I had learned has been completely changed, and absolutely for the better. In terms of mindset, I feel much more confident going out by myself and just getting on with it. Never really had an issue doing something for 14 hours. It's breaking the barriers of being alone. That is my biggest learning. So for me, it's been an absolute game changer, and thoroughly recommend Pav. If I was to sum up the training or to sum up his coaching, I would say it's long game. I had a conversation with Pav not so long ago, and he said, well, what's next? And when he meant that, he meant, in 2 years' time, what are you looking to do? So it is much more long-term training, and from my perspective has been phenomenal.